So, you've finally finished Ghost of Yotei's story, completing Atsu's quest for revenge and potentially cementing her legacy. However, Sucker Punch Productions' open world has so much more to offer outside of the story, from additional activities and side quests to random events and happenings. You could spend dozens of hours simply roaming Ezo and taking in the sights. But what are some of the most noteworthy things to do in the post-game? We'll delve into every little thing, including some of the most notable Mythic Tales to pursue and what the unfinished business activities entail. You may even learn about the fate of a beloved character from the previous game. Without further ado, here are 15 things to dive into after completing Ghost of Yotei. Mild spoilers follow, so be warned. Finish all side activities. Usually, it'd be a better idea to complete these during your initial playthrough simply due to the benefits they provide. Clearing Yotei 6 camps and strongholds provides materials and currency on top of skills, for example, but they're still worth pursuing. The same goes for clearing bamboo strikes for the additional health and spirit, especially if you left behind any challenges. Merchant requests. The Wolf Pack also comprises numerous vendors that offer upgrades, charms, and ammo, but spending money with them and progressing through the story will result in separate requests, either up front or when they visit your campsite. These can lead to some pretty great armor sets, including one that deflects bullets when blocking, and the Rain of Arrows charm, arguably one of the most broken in the game for ranged builds. Challenge Takezo the Unrivaled. Defeating the would-be disciples of Takezo the Unrivaled can be a pain during the story, unless you're really committed to the dual blades. Nevertheless, even if you leave it as a post-game challenge, it still offers some tough battles, culminating in a showdown with Takezo himself to really demonstrate your skills. Succeed though, and you'll unlock the dual blade spirit attack. Master all the weapons and unlock their spirit attacks. In fact, if you haven't already, take the time to master all of the weapons. Complete pending requests for each master, like destroying Yotei 6 camps and completing bounties for your Odachi training, eventually culminating in a sensei tale.
And now you understand your mind is your true center of power. Your body is simply an instrument of its will.
I want to have another go at those targets.
Once that's cleared, you'll gain access to the weapon's spirit attack. On top of making that specific weapon even stronger against its opposing type, each spirit attack offers different benefits, like Mountain Breaker tearing through the guard of all surrounding enemies. Unfinished business. After completing the story, one of the remaining tasks is unfinished business, which involves routing any remaining Yotei 6 forces. These essentially encompass completing any pending sensei tales and clearing out Yotei 6 camps in the region alongside other notable activities, like the Winter Farms in Tashio Ridge, which unlocks the kunai. If you've been meticulous enough to complete everything in these places, unfinished business may wrap up ahead of time. Otherwise, they're great for tracking anything pending in a region. Complete all bounties. Bounties are one way for Atsu to earn coin throughout Ezo, but they also provide cosmetics like new hats and masks for customizing one's appearance. Some of them, like Nameless Death, even intertwine with other side content like strongholds, letting you kill 2 birds with 1 stone by pursuing them, not including all the rewards within the activity itself. Collect all the charms. More than Ghost of Tsushima, Yotei puts far more stock into min-maxing builds, whether you're going full stealth, ranged, or a pure duelist build. Having the corresponding armor and weapon is essential, but charms are the backbone. The rapid-fire archer build wouldn't work without the Rain of Arrows charm, but the Mother's charm for even more damage, Charm of Iron Focus for more concentration time, and Charm of Archer's Fortune to keep your arrow supply topped off can be just as essential. Long story short, gather all the charms. You never know when they can be useful. Complete all wolf dens. The wolf dens are essential for unlocking new abilities with the mysterious wolf benefits, like auto-reviving you or sticking around to fight after a standoff. However, they also deepen the bond between Atsu and the creature, on top of offering up their own hype moments. Even if your hunt is essentially over, in retrospect, it's still worth pursuing. Investigate the Spider Lily General. If you opt for investigating a myth after the story is complete, Atsu will end up very close to the Spider Lily's general manner. You can still encounter this at any point during the story, and just on mechanics alone, from platforming and navigating a maze to combat, it's well worth pursuing, especially since you get a new armor set at the end. Find and solve all Nine Tails puzzle boxes. Whether you're clearing Nine Tails hideouts or visiting locations dedicated to the Kitsune, you'll discover these puzzle boxes. Yes, they're easy to solve, but they still present some great rewards, including coin and materials. Best of all, these offer a unique activity separate from anything else in the game, as you fidget and manipulate the boxes for their goodies. Collect all weapon kits. Weapon kits, which alter a weapon's appearance, are everywhere in Ezo, from completing quests for each weapon master to Mythic Tales and bounties. Most notably, they're found at Pillars of the Fallen, which require a bit of platforming in some places to reach. Again, they're cosmetics that don't affect your skills, but counterpoint, they look cool, and that's equally as important for an Onryo. Collect all the dies. Similarly, there are various dies and die markers throughout the region to visit, from clothing in White Death to Crimson Fire. Style is the biggest motivator, but they also present some interesting characters as well, especially the Crimson Die Merchant. The Fate of Jin Sakai. While he doesn't personally appear, it would have been weird for Jin Sakai, Tsushima's protagonist, not to be mentioned in some form. You'll want to pursue the Stormblade mythic tale in Oshima Coast, which also unlocks a powerful technique for Atsu. Otherwise, take your time, investigate the environment, learn the truth about what happened to the Ghost of Tsushima, and maybe even carry on his legacy. Mike mode, Watanabe mode, and Kurosawa mode. Whether you've completed some of the above or all, it's time to experience Ghost of Yotei from a different perspective. Enable Watanabe mode for some lo-fi beats while taking in Eizo's various sights, or Kurosawa mode, a more cinematic take, though it's far better when playing through the story. Want to spice up the combat? Mike mode is the way, since it increases the amount of blood, gore, and mud, while pushing the camera angle in further. Lethal difficulty. Sadly, Ghost of Yotei doesn't include New Game Plus. Maybe it'll arrive in a post-launch update, but in the meantime, you could switch to Lethal difficulty and perhaps start a new playthrough in one of the 3 different modes. Unlike Tsushima, Lethal can be challenging, especially from the outset without all the weapons and tools at your disposal, but it's the final path for those looking to test their skills. Hey, did you know that we at Gaming Vault upload new videos every day? Stick around, drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell. And let us know what kind of content you'd like to see in the future with a comment below.